Welcome to the About AGI series. This is where we will interview some people from AGI and just to kind of give you an idea of our culture, but also if you encounter these people at trade shows, trainings, if they come to your site and help you out with SDK or whatever else, you have an idea of who they are and you get to know them as a person. And the first guest is going to be Mohammad Syed.
Syed.
And I should have known how to pronounce that because we went over it beforehand, but I didn't.
Literally 10 times.
Yes, and I still messed it up. That's my thing. That's what I do. And the reason we had Mo on this, when Matt and I pitched the idea for this series, the first person we had in mind was Mo, because whenever anybody comes by our desks, we used to sit next to each other, we would just eviscerate them. And it would start out as a compliment, I think is
like
right.
A backhanded compliment.
Kind of bait them in.
Right.
Bait them in by saying something that might be taken as like, oh, they want to flatter me.
Right. And then we just level them. But the problem was that Mo was just so quick on his feet that it was impossible to catch him off guard. In fact, I think over the years that Mo has been working here, I've only caught him off guard once, and I don't even know how it happened.
I'm flattered that you even remember that.
Yeah, because it happened yesterday.
Is this the right opportunity to insert a pitch about the video series on AGI's great corporate culture? And what heartwarming, wonderful place it is to work in.
Yes,
exactly. Where we should drop that in.
We should, and talk about how that...
Very friendly place.
Awesome.
Is that in the disclaimer, right?
Family-oriented. Family-oriented. Well, that kind of makes sense. Families do tend to shred each other worse than strangers do.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly where I got the wittiness from, is the fact of the matter. I have 3 sisters who I love to death, but I call them my 3 demonic queens of just wit. Because any argument, it could be anything, where it's like I place the plate in the dish, or like my sister places her dishes on the table, leaves a mess, and somehow the argument would always end up with me being the one like, oh no, these are my dishes, where I just got gaslighted into thinking it. So their wit and the way they would argue with me just I guess raised my level of being witty without me knowing it. Because as a guy, that's the only way you can win anything with your sisters, is being better than them in an argument.
Right, yes.
That never happened. I mean, I always lost everything, but I guess because of that, it translated over where I was the only one I guess immune to both of your wonderful backhanded compliments.
Yeah, it is almost like an immunity. You really, you just roll with it and go with it and take it places where we didn't even think it was going to go.
You gotta. That's what makes it fun.
All safe for work. Do not worry.
Yeah, that's because of the filter that's on.
Right, exactly. So how long have you been working here?
I've been here for almost actually 4 years now. It'll be 4 years, April 19th, I think, to the day. So that's pretty exciting. So it's been just a wild time since I started, and sometimes I forget that it's only been 4 years because of how much has happened, but then sometimes I also blink and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's already been 4 years.
Yeah, it feels like it's been longer, actually.
Really? I'm not sure if that's a good thing, or you're like,
I don't know.
He's staying here for so long.
He's been here so long. He's such a veteran. No, I don't know. It just seems like you've always just been part of this culture.
Omnipresent. Oh, that's good, though. That's kind of my whole goal was, never feel like I'm new to something and just kind of immediately.
It also may not be a personal reaction to you. I mean, Craig is the father of 2 young daughters. It could just be the time itself drags on.
It does.
And it's really not your experience, it's his experience.
It could be too. So how did you come to work here at AGI?
Actually, that was a pretty straightforward story. So I graduated from Penn State and I did an internship at NASA Ames right after that. Then I actually worked at a family business, which is right down the road from here, coincidentally, at the Exton Mall. And then I decided...
Is it still in business?
Yeah, absolutely.
There are still businesses in the mall?
There are, yeah, shockingly. So
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
I thought they were all doctor's offices now.
Half of them are. But basically from there, I went back to the Penn State Career Fair because I was just visiting a buddy, and he's like, bring a suit, let's just go. And I met Christian and Jeff Baxter there. And then I did the whole spiel of I interned at NASA, I have good social skills, and got that that whole interaction going. Then I got the interview, and I guess I
Wait,
I
so
did
you,
well.
you actually went up to him and had that voice and that affect?
Oh,
on
I was
your
like,
phone?
hi, I'm Mo Syed. I do good at internet and MATLAB things. And
we are going to fact check this interview,
We have to.
You have to. I don't make the rules. Absolutely. Yeah. No, so it was just really fortuitous in the way that it kind of fell into place where I just went there, met Jeff, and then instantly, I guess, he thought I was a good fit, which I hope since it's been 4 years I am. And then during the interview, went through the whole process, and then I got a call a few weeks later like, hey, you want to not work at the mall anymore? And I was like, absolutely. Not saying the mall is a bad place to work. It's just that, going to school for aerospace engineering and then being able to work at a company that does aerospace is quite fulfilling. And then not only that, working with two wonderful humans as yourselves.
Oh, yes. So when did you have an idea that you wanted to be an aerospace software engineer?
That's also a really good question. So my dad, for his basically whole life, has been in airplanes. It's kind of adorable where like sometimes I'll like walk into the family house and I'll see him like on his iPad playing like games of how to like take aircraft off or land it, or like watching landings. Every time I go on a business trip, I always take a picture of if I'm in a wing seat or a window seat of the wing and be like, "Hey, Dad, what aircraft is this?" And he usually gets it within the family.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and basically when I was a kid, about like 6 or 7 at the Valley Forge Park, since I did grow up in this area, he would take me to watch the older gentlemen fly their model planes. And I was always, so that tied into it. And then I was always the kid in like elementary school who during like library time, I'd get the books on like Pluto, Neptune.
Okay.
And so basically it was like my just natural interest of like space, my father's interest of aircraft, and then my eldest sister was actually the one who kind of like, she got me this science encyclopedia when I was 6, and she taught me about like atoms and like particles when I was like 9, and attempted to teach me the theory of relativity at 9, which I'm not a genius, so I was like, this makes 0 sense.
It still makes no sense to me because I'm an English guy, so.
Don't discredit yourself.
Well, I just don't even know. What's an encyclopedia?
That's an English word. You should know that, not me.
But they don't have those anymore. Remember, you used to
because they have
order
a
them from
Wikipedia now. And
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
But yeah,
you used to buy those by
Pretty
the
sure the
volumes.
masthead of Wikipedia though says it's an encyclopedia.
it is. It's a wiki encyclopedia. What is a wiki? Like, does that come from?
That's
any...
definitely it means something. That was helpful. Wiki specifically refers to like a thing that is like an open source, multiple
Gotcha.
author editor document.
Sort of like how Google is like the Googleplex number is like a large number of things, which is why like.
I guess, but like the wiki anything is just something that is like crowdsourced, if you will, or crowd maintained.
Yeah, because you can find like wiki pages on like different series. And just anything.
So Wikipedia that's a portmanteau of wiki and then
encyclopedia.
I guess it's not much of a. It's a weird portmanteau. It's it's a prefix slapped onto half of another word.
It's kind of like
not quite a portmanteau.
It's kind of like what we do with Astrogator. Yeah. Or actually, that came from like a 1970s book that did it, because it's Astro and Navigator. And when I tell that to people in my classes, they're like, "Oh my God, I thought it was for alligators." And I'm like, "What? Why?" Because it has gator in the name. Yeah.
I kind of wish it was now.
Yeah, I do too.
This is fascinating. This is a really.
Imagine gators in space. They would survive.
They would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like also the fact that you knew early on that you wanted to be an aerospace engineer, and then you went for it.
Yeah, it kind of worked out really well because my parents were so supportive. I mean, it's like they heard that I was in a space and they're like, yeah, this makes total sense. But don't get me wrong, there were definitely times in school where, like college, like for aerospace, where you're just sitting there doing a lab report at 4 a.m. Like, I want to quit. I want to quit and just sell anything else. I want to do anything but this.
That's exactly what happened to me when I was a biology major first, and then I got to organic chemistry, and I was like, nope, see you later. I'm out of here. I'm going to English because that's a lot easier for me.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, but it seems, if you went down that route, you may not be the one interviewing me here at
True.
Everything has a purpose, Craig.
Yeah. It all led right here.
Exactly, to this very
philosophical.
Thank
over
God.
here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You're the
God.
English major. You're supposed to be the one getting
2 minutes
philosophical.
ago, we're talking hard science about gators in space. And now it's philosophy.
Yeah, that's the enigma that is Mo.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. That's a SpongeBob
I think the fans at home, though, would rather hear more about gators in space.
I love the fact that you said fans at home.
Yeah. We have a following.
We have it's just my mom and Mo's mom.
It's true. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's
You need the loyal too.
2 viewers.
Exactly. That's what makes the big bucks, right?
Yeah. So we're going to do a little quick game here at the end. It's a wrap-up game. Because you're so quick-witted, I thought that we could do a...
Is this going to involve any of those sound effects that you labeled for this?
No, he just labeled them for fun.
They're off camera, folks, but there are labeled sound effect buttons over there.
Yeah.
None have been used.
We'll just do a little...
We were delayed like 10 minutes while he...
That's the one you choose?
Well, that was the quickest one. The other one's a little longer, so... the other one's
That wasn't
long.
exactly short.
No, it wasn't. That's the problem with my sound effects. So...
Is one of them just an entire song?
It is.
Is one of them that country song that you sent over on Teams earlier?
No, it's Anagata Davida. It's 25 minutes long.
Nice.
It's one sound effect of Iron Butterfly.
I want that country song as our theme song, though.
No.
We'll
I'll
pay
sing
for
it.
it. We'll
I'll
pay
sing
for
it.
it.
I'll do it.
Okay.
So it's
So
royalty
let's
free.
get back to the game here. The game is called 5 and 10. You have 10 seconds to name 5 things.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to start the timer on my phone here. That's why I have my phone on here. It's not because I'm not doing work or anything. Yeah. Okay.
Not that
So
clean.
your first 5 and 10, I'm going to start the clock after I read you the category.
Can I see when you hit the start button?
Yes. Is fruit.
Okay.
You have 5. You have to name 5 fruit in 10 seconds. Go.
Orange, banana, starfruit, melon, watermelon.
Wait a minute. I should have had you making sure of counting how many he said because
That
I
was
was
5.
not listening. I was
That was
watching
5.
No, he definitely said 5.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now let me reset that.
So I'm counting. Is that what we're doing?
That would be great. Yeah. I should have a little ding, like ding, 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 but that would be too much. for me
I would break whatever would be causing that ding.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's do another one. I only have 2 categories, so I'm hoping that you have something in your head that you might be able to pop up.
Geez, do you want me to make a category? For
No,
you,
no,
Game
because
Master?
no, I have more in my head.
No,
I just didn't
easy.
write them down. Okay. Next one. 5 power tools. Go.
Drill, handsaw, bandsaw, hammer, and sledgehammer.
Is that 5?
I feel like a bandsaw is.
No, it's not. A bandsaw and a saw is like a back saw or a hacksaw are different. I did wood shop. Fight me.
Someone Google that.
First of all,
I feel like that's like a 2-person one, isn't it? And that's the big one, right?
you never said
don't know.
2-person tools. You said
He
name
said
5.
hand tool, right?
What do you mean? No, you said
I just said power tools.
Power tools.
Power. Well, that's not a power
It's
tool.
not a power tool at all. That is a manual tool.
Let's do this again. Power tool.
No, you can just play the fail one. I messed that one up. Let's go on to the next
Okay,
one.
yeah, that's
We're
you're now
over.
one
This-
for you're one for one.
No sound effect. None.
None.
And you labeled them.
Oh, sorry, I did. Yeah. What happened on the power tool ones? Oh, you didn't get it right.
Oh,
Okay.
but what happened on the one before that you were so shocked that you couldn't even keep count with 5?
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, that's all you get. Yeah, that's all you get. Okay. Ready? Name 5 flowers. Go.
Oh, geez. Rose, lavender, jasmine, magnolia, and sunflower.
Was that 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. You
Jeez,
had
this
you
is
had 4
hard.
seconds left.
Oh, that's so much time. I could sleep in that time.
Yeah.
Come on, make these harder.
Okay. Name 5 types of. Oh, I'll start early. That'll do it.
Rigged.
Name 5 types of cars. Go.
Miata, Altima, Maxima, Nissan,
You have 5 seconds.
Toyota, Scion, Nissan, Lexus, and Puma. Jaguar.
What did you
Puma?
just do? You just named manufacturers. You've named.
He's not being specific.
I'm
enough.
not.
He said
I just said
types of
I
cars.
said types of cars.
He
I was
didn't
not
say
being specific.
makes.
I let it
He didn't
be
You
say
said
models.
sedan, pickup truck. I don't know. You could have. But pick a category and stick with it.
How about he picks
You
a
were all over the
category and
map.
sticks to it?
You just said car name things.
What? I went by his questions perfectly. So how about you do
What's
your questions?
what's a
better?
Puma car?
I was thinking of the shoe, and then I said Jaguar to fix it at the end. But then Matt so rudely interrupted me.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Right. Just the referee over here. Let you
Yeah,
know.
right.
Yeah, the
okay.
referee who's not also doing the finger counts.
I was doing the finger count. I got lost because you were naming things that weren't things.
I was naming exactly what he said.
Okay. One more. Name 5 types of objects in SDK. Go.
Aircraft, facility, place, target, and satellite.
I was really hoping you'd fail that.
Yeah.
If
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
well, you could make that so. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Name 5 types of programs you use to edit SDK with.
Thanks for the first series, Mo, and we'll catch you on the next one.
No, but in all honesty, it's been a pleasure. This
It
was
has been a lot
fun.
of fun, Mo.
Yeah.